Kababayan Today's Mommy Monday episode. We've got a very distinguished panel for our parenting talk today. Okay, let's pick up where we were talking. Dr. Joyce, you said that a lot of younger Filipino-Americans, ang mga kabataan natin, they go through bouts of depression and, you know, they think about suicide. These are things that in our culture, we don't talk about. Like, that's off limits. You know, if you're depressed or you're sad, snap out of it. Because I think that, you know, the older generation, that's off limits. Taboo.
It's a taboo topic, yeah.
How do you counsel Filipino Americans that are going through this? Is there help for them out there?
There's great services like at SIPA. They do a lot of culturally sensitive outreach. We've done a lot of work on how to prevent these issues by focusing on children ages like school-age children,
right,
to kind of promote the communication between the parents and the youth.
Okay, so I think that's an issue that we need to help our parents out there learn about. How do we talk to our kids? Because it's so difficult. I mean, at this point, my children are only 9 and 7, and every time I tell them, "Oy, maglinis ka dyan." "Aw, Mom!" And it's like, "Hoy, psst, gawin mo yan!" You know, and I have to mention that there's this really talented lady by the name of Christine who does Happy Slip, and she just posted a video that encapsulates the difference between the Filipino-Americans or the older generation rather with the younger generation, or yung mga Amerikano. Okay, when you have a baby and you give it milk, okay, and you speak, you know, you're American, you speak English, here, have some milk, drink some milk. When you're Filipino, oy, inumin mo yung gatas, inumin mo, drink it, you drink it now, huh? See the difference? Right? I mean, that's just totally. Basically, in a nutshell, you know. So Christine Gambito, if you're watching, I had to mention that because it really encapsulates how the older generation talks to the younger generation. What are the tools that we can give the parents out there in terms of, in a nutshell, how do they communicate to their parents? Edna?
Well, make it specific to your, make it direct and
so don't beat around the bush.
No, not only that, when you communicate to your child, make it like a tone that not like always angry and commanding.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's not that I'm angry. My mom always says this, right?
Yes.
Hindi naman ako galit. But look at the tone of her voice.
Yeah.
So maybe tone it down.
Tone it down. Proper communication.
Anak, gusto kitang kausapin. Kamusta na yung araw mo? Diba? As opposed to, ano nangyari sa'yo? What happened to you today? You know? Okay, so tone of voice makes a big difference.
Conversation. Make it a conversation. Make it a nice
two-way street.
Yes.
A two-way street. Anna?
Yes.
Well, you know, I think that there is some homework that parents have to do before you have important conversations. So you don't just like go into an important conversation and be serious and anak, so ganito ha, ganyan, 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 without previously creating positive moments with your children.
Okay, so it's not about just talking to them when the S hits the fan.
Yes, no.
Right? It's really talking about the good times too.
Yes.
It's how was your day? You did really well. Ganyan. So there's this sense of I can talk to my mom and dad.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
it. Okay.
Right. I have to agree with that. I think that there are, you know, I think we have to have room for some positive comments as well, not just always, you know, kind of just looking for what is going wrong. Like, I don't know if you've experienced all A's and one B, but it was, you know, it was always, you know, it was that B that mattered, you know, not
all
the rest,
A's.
not all the rest. And so, you know, I think that, you know, it opens up communication to allow, you know, kind of, you know, that acknowledging the good that the child is doing, as well as, you know, and giving you room to actually have that critique in there, but not being purely critique.
Yeah, I feel that a lot of Filipino Americans, parents rather, put a lot of pressure on their children, a lot of pressure, just because what they're not able to communicate to their children is that the hardship that they had in the Philippines just to be able to have the opportunity to come to America, and then they see their children just living life, coasting along. It doesn't make sense to the Filipino parent who has strived and given up so much to be here. And the hard work that they've put in, they don't see their parents, they don't see their children giving as much importance to the opportunities being given to them. How do you feel about that,
Yeah,
Doc?
I think that does come up where the children appreciate and they know their parents have sacrificed so much. I was born here in Los Angeles, so I was very similar. And but then when there are kids who are struggling, then it's kind of harder for them to go to their parents for assistance because they feel so guilty that why should I complain when my parent is working 3 jobs, never sleeping, and working so hard. So there is that kind of gap that we need to fill, that yes, the children are having issues and they should be able to come to their parents without feeling guilty. And then yes, the parents should feel that they are working hard, but they also want to help their child.
Right. So I think what it is in a nutshell, it's bridging the gap, right?
Yeah.
When we return, we're going to be talking about bridging the gap, trying to communicate with your children. Don't go away here on Kababayan Today.